guys. Okay, let's continue reading 1.3. So, writing a conclusion in task 1. Having looked at why you may be giving details that are inaccurate, we also need to understand how or why you may be giving details that are irrelevant or inappropriate. This is band 6, right? Inaccurate o'rganib chiqdik, endi irrelevant bilan inappropriate ham o'rganib chiqishimiz kerak. Irrelevant or inappropriate details, ya'ni bog'liq bo'lmagan yoki to'g'ri kelmaydigan detallar. In my view, the meaning of the term irrelevant details is not as clear as it could be. In fact, I did not fully understand the implications of the term myself until a few years ago. Hattoki examiner o'zi ham o'sha baholash kriteriyasidagi mana shu irrelevant detail so'zini nimani nazarda tutayotgan tushunmagan ekan, bir necha yil oldingina tushungan ekan bu kitob yozishidan oldin. The best way to understand it is in the context of the real world examples I gave earlier. When writing the results section of a document, the information is presented as objectively as possible, without personal opinions. Any discussion of what the results mean is presented in another part of the paper. The discussion section and so is irrelevant here. This means that you should not give any personal conclusions about the information in the task. For example, so irrelevant detail degani, ya'ni bu o'sha task one'imizdagi bizga berilgan fakt, datalarga bog'liq bo'lmagan ma'lumot, ya'ni shaxsiy fikrlar, shaxsiy ma'lumotlar, muhokamalar ekan. O'zimizni eksperimentimizdan, o'zimizni his-tuyg'ularimizga asoslangan holda berishimiz. The bar chart and the table show just a second. Okay, the bar chart and the table show that when people eat more than they have, the bar chart and the table show that when people eat more, they have a higher risk of developing diabetes. This suggests that people should eat less to avoid diabetes. Demak, mana bu qizilda yozgan qismi, this suggests deb aytayotgan qismi, this is a personal opinion. Mana bu tepadagi berilgan gapga asoslangan holda bu yerda o'zini shaxsiy fikrini beryapti. We can find evidence for this in examiner comments in the more up-to-date Cambridge test books 9 onwards. Look at the following example from page 134 of Cambridge IELTS 11. Candidate sample, band 6. The charts show the percentage of the British students who are able to speak languages other than English in 2000 and in 2010. In 2000, 20% of the British students were not able to speak another language, but in 2010, the number has decreased to 10%, which is good because it shows that more people have learned other languages well. Demak, mana bu yerda berilayotgan which is good degan qismimiz, mana shunimiz bizni personal opinionimiz. Buni biz o'zimiz beryapmiz. Mana shu dataga asoslangan holda shaxsiy fikr beryapmiz. The examiner makes the following comment. There is some repetition of information and some irrelevant commentary. Mana bu kommentariyamiz. Endi repetitionni, mana bu tepada repetition ketgan ekan, o'sha haqida gap ketyapti. And then tells us which part this refers to, which is good because it shows that more people have learned other languages well. Mana shu qismi, men ko'rsatayotgan qismi irrelevant commentary, irrelevant detail bo'ldi. Again, older materials might cause a problem here. In the early practice test books, even model answers produced by examiners contained comments that would be seen as irrelevant or inappropriate in the present exam, and they also lack a clear overview. This is because these were not assessed in the first version of the test. Demak, iloji boricha yangi manbalardan foydalanishimiz kerak ekan, chunki eski manbalarda hozirgi mana shu irrelevant detail degan baholash mezoni bo'lmagan, shuning uchun ham oldingi manbalarda yozilgan bu narsalar va bu muammo hisoblanmagan. Endi hozir yangi borgan sari o'sha update qilib borishadi, yangilab borishadi. Mana shu yangilangan mezonga asoslangan holda bu bunaqa shaxsiy ma'lumotlarni shaxsiy fikrlarni, ideyalarni berish irrelevant detail hisobida qabul qilar ekan va balingizni tushirar ekan. Key idea mana shu o'rganlarimizdan: be sure to use the most up to date materials for your test practice. Demak, testingiz uchun eng oxirgi materiallardan foydalanishga harakat qiling. Use Cambridge IELTS books 9 onwards and look for updated or second editions of any course books. Demak, Cambridge IELTS practice test kitoblari bor, o'shani 9 dan boshlab bu yoqqa, ya'ni oldinga qarab ishlatishni boshlang deyapti. Demak, 8, 7, 9 dan oldingilari uje anaqa out of date, ya'ni up to date emas, out of date, hali eskirgan ma'lumotlar bo'lishi mumkin ichida. Va bu eskirgan ma'lumotlar sizni chalg'itadi. Shuning uchun 9 dan bu yoqqa ishlashni boshlashingiz kerak ekan. Xo'p, qani praktika qilamiz o'rganganlarimiz. In this exercise you will practice identifying irrelevant detail. Irrelevant detail topishni praktika qilar ekanmiz. Bo'ldi. So look carefully at the language used in the following sentences and decide the sentence contain irrelevant details that should be deleted. Okay. To help, think about whether it's possible to show these details in visuals information. When you have finished it, click on show answers. Alright. Demak, mana bu gaplarni o'qiymiz va irrelevant bo'lgan qismini tanlashimiz kerak bo'ladi. In terms of the size of the railway system, London for certain has the largest underground railway system. It's okay. The amount of energy used started to decrease in 2014, which is good. This is already irrelevant, which is good because it shows that people were trying to save electricity. This sentence is like personal opinion. The changes in emissions are probably connected to changes in economic development and better technology being available. Connected to change in economic development and better technology being available. I think it's okay. Is it? The changes in emissions are probably connected to like probably deyapti. Demak bu taxmin beryapti, which means it's wrong. Chunki biza tasqon yozayotgan taxmin yozmaymiz. Biza faktlarga asoslangan holda haqiqiy bizga berilgan vizualni ko'radigan datamizga asoslangan holda yozamiz. Demak bu yerda ham personal opinion ketyapti, chunki probability haqida aytyapti. The size of the town center will increase and therefore the countryside will disappear. Map ekan bu, shahar markazi hajmi oshadi va shuning uchun ham qishloq yo'qoladi. I think it's okay. It's okay. The use of sustainable energy sources. The use of sustainable energy sources is expected to remain relatively insignificant in the future. It's okay. The increase in fridge and washing machine ownership is evidence of a rise in living standards and a trend to lifestyles based on comfort and convenience. I don't know, maybe demak muzlatgich, kir yuvish mashinalariga egalik soni oshishi, komfort va qulaylik bilan yashash hayotiga o'zgarayotganini isbotida. I don't know. I really don't know. It's the evidence, right? Maybe it's correct. Oh, it's incorrect, actually. We will see the explanation. The first step in this process is the most difficult because the animal skins have to be cut very carefully. In the process is the most difficult because the animal skins have to be cut very carefully. I think it's irrelevant. Yes, so this is a key feature that can be shown in a table or chart. We cannot show this detail in visual, so we made the mistake in 6 and in the third one, right? I guess we made a mistake in this one. Yeah, third and 6. The comment are probably connected to changes in economic development and better technology. Probably ishlatganimiz uchun. 6. This is an irrelevant comment. Is evidence of a rise in living standards and a trend to lifestyles based on comfort and convenience. In task 1, if you say that something is evidence of something else, then you are drawing a conclusion. about what the information shows and you should not do this in task 1. Demak, bitta biz xulosa berib qo'yapgan ekanmiz. Buni ko'pligi shuni isbotiki deganimizda biz shu xulosa qilayotgan bo'lar ekanmiz. And that's why it is wrong. Saying that a step in a process is the most difficult means you are making a personal judgment. Demak, o'zimiz shaxsiy fikrimizni beryapgan ekanmiz. Wow. Process turi bor, proses bo'ladi har xil. O'shalarda mana bunisi eng qiyini, mana bunisi eng ko'p vaqt oladigan deb turib o'zimizcha shu tashqi ko'rinishidan qarab turib xulosa qilib aytadigan bo'lsak, bu ham xato bo'lar ekan. Wow. This is something I don't know. Thank you very much. Let's continue. I saw a video that said in task 1 you need to give a conclusion to get a high score. Aytyapti Pauline, task 1da baland ball olish uchun xulosa yozishingiz kerak degan video ko'rdim deyapti. I'm often told about this advice, which I believe can cause problems if it is misunderstood. Many people understand the word conclusion to mean a final paragraph that sums up your ideas and makes your own position clear. As we saw above, writing a conclusion like this can lower your TA score, as your position or personal views are irrelevant here. Demak, conclusion yozish deganda ko'pchilik odamlar to'g'ri tushunadi deyapti, chunki conclusion deganda o'zining shaxsiy xulosasini nazarda tutadi ko'pchilik odamlar va task 1da yuqorida ko'rganimizdek shaxsiy xulosalarimizni, shaxsiy hisob kitoblarimizni aytadigan bo'lsak, bizning ballimiz task achievement ballimiz tushadi deyapti. Task 1 is a brief summary and is quite different to the essay you will produce in task 2. Demak, task 1 bilan task 2 juda ham katta farqi bor. Task 1 bu qisqagina umumlashtiruvchi, xulosa beruvchi summary hisoblanadi deyapti. If your task 1 answers look similar to your task 2 essays, then it is likely that you are not covering the requirements of the task band 7. Agar task 1 bilan task 2 ni bir xil qolipda, bir xil usulda yozadigan bo'lsangiz, demak siz baholash 7 ball olish uchun kerak bo'ladigan hamma narsani qilmayotgan bo'lasiz. Demak, task 1 umuman boshqacha usulda formatda yozilishi kerak, task 2 boshqacha formatda yozilishi kerak ekan. Task 1 ni task 2 ga o'xshatib, xulosalar, o'zingiz shaxsiy fikrlaringiz, tajribalaringizga asoslangan holda yozib qo'ymasligingiz kerak ekan. A summary endi nima? Xulosa degani bu is a piece of text that would normally be one part of a much longer document. As such, it does not need a conclusion. Some writers do prefer to conclude their summary with an overview. This means that the overview statement comes at the end of their answer. However, this is not a conclusion in the sense of a task 2 essay. It is simply one way to conclude or finish the summary. You can see examples of this in sample answers produced by examiners in the most up-to-date Cambridge textbooks. For example, Cambridge IELTS 9, page 164. To sum up, although the local fixed line calls were still the most popular in 2002, the gap between the three categories had narrowed considerably over the second half of the period in question. Alright, you can find a similar example in practice book 10, page 167. In each case, what may look like a conclusion is actually the overview. I only found one example where the overview is given twice, once at the beginning and again at the end, again to act as a conclusion. This is not at all necessary, and attempting to do this will create more work for you, as you need to paraphrase your own overview to avoid any repetition. More importantly, I do not believe this can be done well under these conditions, even by expert writers, especially if you hope to produce a good writing task 2 answer. Task 2 or task 1? I say it should be task 1. Many people contact me after their writing test and tell me that they ran out of time and didn't complete task 1. Demak, ko'pchilik odamlar task 1 uspet qilmaydi. As we have seen, this can have a big impact on your overall score. Writing a clear overview is important to reach band 6 or 7 in task 1. And this is why I advise you to prioritize it and write it early in your answer. Hope. In my own models, you will see that I always write the overview statement immediately after the introduction. This is my personal preference and feels right to me. Furthermore, it is the convention in many academic papers to give a general overview before going into the details. See the sample at the start of the lesson. It is very important to remember that you are preparing to take a test where you know what the examiner is looking for. Your job and the aim of this book is to practice producing an answer that will meet the criteria for band 7 and above. We're not taking our time to produce clever answers to put in a book. This is why you will not find any conclusions in my models, which have been assessed as being band 9 answers. Demak, xulosa qiladigan bo'lsak, aytyapti. Task 1da xulosa conclusion yozilmaydi, lekin summary yoziladi va buni overview deb aytamiz. Deyapti va Pauline Cullen o'zini shaxsiy tanlovi shu ekanki, introductiondan keyin, ya'ni paraphrase qilingandan keyin sirazi overview berishni ma'qul ko'rar ekan. Lekin buni farqi yo'q. Overviewni biza introductiondan keyin emas, oxirga yozsak ham bo'laverar ekan, lekin task 2dagi overview anaqa conclusion bilan task 1dagi conclusion farqi shundaki, task 1da biza eng yuqori yoki eng past, o'sha eng ko'zga tashlanadiganlari haqida realni shaxsiy fikrlar chetga surgan holatda berilgan dataga asoslangan holda ma'lumot yozadigan bo'lsak, task 2da biza o'zimizni shaxsiy fikrlarimizni yuqorida bodylarda yozib chiqqan shaxsiy xulosalarimizni umumlashtirib gapirishimiz kerak bo'ladi. Xullas, qisqa qilib aytadigan bo'lsam, task 1da hattoki task 1da conclusionida ham shaxsiy hech narsa qo'sha olmaysiz. Menimcha degan so'zlarni-ku, in my opinion degan so'zlarni-ku vobshim ishlatish mumkin emas task 1da. Okay? Key idea: remember you are preparing for a test. Eslab qoling, test uchun tayyorlanasiz. A test where we know what the examiner is looking for. Va biz shunday testga tayyorlanamizki, imtihon oluvchilar, examinerlar bizdan nima kutishini biladigan testga tayyorlanamiz. Demak, siz examiner xohlayotgan narsani bering, bo'ldi, siz o'sha ballingizni olib chiqasiz. Your job is to practice producing answers that will meet the criteria for band 7 and above. Sizning ishingiz esa shu 7 yoki undan baland ball mezonini qondiradigan, o'sha mezoniga mos keladigan mashqlarni qilish. We're not trying to write clever answers. Biz aqlli javoblarni yozishga harakat qilmayapmiz. Or show off special language we have learned yoki biz o'zimiz o'rgangan maxsus bir tilni ko'rsatishga urinayotganimiz yo'q. Xo'p, bu bilan nima demoqchi? Ya'ni maqtanish shart emas. O'sha bizdan talab qilinayotgan narsani o'zini berib qo'ysak bo'ldi. Balimizni olib chiqib ketaveramiz, deyapti. Extra practice, qo'shimcha mashq ekan. Look through your previous task 1 answers and use the following checklist to help you decide how well you achieved the task. Oldin o'zingiz yozgan shu task 1 laringizni olingda, mana bu savollar, mana bu quyidagi savollar bilan o'sha inshoingizni o'zingiz tekshiring, qanchalik yaxshi yozgansiz, qanchalik yomon yozgansiz. It's very important to only look at your answers based on the Cambridge IELTS books 9 onwards. Va o'sha yozgan inshool task 1laringiz bor, o'sha Cambridge kitobi 9 dan buyog'iga berilganiga qarab turib yozgan inshoolaringizni analiz qilishingiz muhim, deyapti. Look through your previous task 1. To check if you achieved the task, see how many of these boxes can you tick, and only tick the box if you are sure, leave it blank if the answer is no or I'm not sure. Did you select information before you began writing? Ya'ni eng o'sha ko'rinib turadigan ma'lumotlarni tanlab oldingizmi? Mana shularni yozaman deb turib ajratib oldingizmi? Ham bo'lsa buni bosar ekansiz. Did you make comparison? Bir-biri bilan solishtirdingizmi? This does not apply to most process tasks. Bu process turidagi writing task 1ga tushmaydi bu savol, lekin qolganlarga, ayniqsa line graflarga zo'r tushadi. Yes, where men ya'ni qilaman-da o'zim. Shunga bosib ketaman. Sizlar endi o'zingizlar gap buni hozir techka qilishda yoki qilmaslikda emas, mana bu savollarni eslab qolishimiz kerak-da. Har doim insho yozishni boshlashimizdan oldin mana shu savollar bilan inshoga yondashuv qilishimiz kerak. Demak, har doim select information qilishimiz kerak ekan, comparison qilib olishimiz kerak ekan yozishdan oldin. Men bitta uje yozayotganimizda solishtirishimiz kerak. Men bu yozishdan oldin tanlab olishimiz kerak. Were the details you gave always accurate? Accurate ni berdikmi? Ya'ni bu yerda 35 yozganimizda biz 36 deb yozib qo'ymayapmizmi xato qilib? Were the details you gave relevant to the task? off topic chiqib ketmayapmizmi? Personal opinionlarni bermayapmizmi? Did you highlight the key information? Can you point to where you did this in your answer? Demak, highlight the key information. Eng muhim bo'lgan kalit ma'lumotlarni ko'rsatdingizmi? Aniq tiniq qilib, ya'ni urg'u berib o'shalarga. Bu overview deb beriladigan narsa. Did you give a clear overview of the main patterns or trends? Tiniq anaqa overview berdingizmi? Main patterns or trends, asosiy shu o'zgarishlar yoki trendlarni yaxshilab overview'da tiniq qilib ko'rsatib berdingizmi? Did you use accurate synonyms of the words on the question paper? Shu akkuratning munosib, rostdan realni o'sha ma'noni bera oladigan sinonimlardan ishlatdingizmi? Paraphrase qilyapganingizda. Are you confident that the words you used help to present the information accurately? Or did you use them to show off some high-level words and phrases? Xo'p, siz o'zingiz ishlatgan so'zlaringizni o'sha yuqori darajali phraselar yoki so'zlar ishlata olishingizni show off qilish, ya'ni maqtanish ma'nosida ishlatdingizmi yoki o'sha nima demoqchisiz, o'sha nazar tutayotgan ideyangizni, aytmoqchi bo'lgan g'oyangizni yaxshilab yoritib berish uchun ishlatdingizmi? Agar maqtanish bo'ladigan bo'lsa, bu balingizni tushirib qo'yadi. How many boxes could you tick? If your answer are mostly no or I'm not sure, then your task achievement score in these tasks is probably band 6 or lower. The boxes that are still clear show the skills you still need to develop. Demak, mana shu savollarga 8 ta savol berilgan bo'lsa, o'sha 4 tadan kam bo'ladigan bo'lsa, 4 tadan kam bo'ladigan. 6 ta qani. Xolos, mana bu savollarga o'sha ko'piga no yoki I'm not sure degan narsani olyapgan bo'lsanglar, bunda sizlar darajanglar faqat 6 bo'ladi, xolos maksimal darajada. Undan yuqoriga chiqa olmaysizlar deb aytmoqchi. All right, thank you very much. We'll come back again.